Okay guys, so let's talk about the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts, how to put together each entry in your tentative bibliography. There's a lot of detail here, but the good news is the rules of MLA have changed, and in the last couple of years it's gotten a little bit easier. Not easy, but easier. So let's get into it. So as you compile sources into your bibliography, what you're going to do is you're going to look for some core elements, or as MLA calls them, some containers of information that articles are likely to have. Information like the author, the title of the source, the title of the container, other contributors, all the way on down. It's important that you get this information right, because if you don't get it right, then I can't verify your research. I won't be able to find your research. And when research can't be verified, then in a very significant sense, it's worthless. The whole point of research is to document sources. And when your work can't be verified, then your credibility is in question. So we've got to get this right. Okay, so let's put this into practice. Right here, these are the containers that MLA wants us to have, those essential elements. And right here, I've taken a screenshot from an article that, let's say, I was writing the research paper and I would want to use. So here's a screenshot. Like if I scroll down, I would get the full article, but here's a screenshot that I have. All right, so let's say this is something I want to use, and I'm going to fill out this worksheet as I assemble my my citation. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the author. And so if I pull up this screenshot and look, I will see, oh yeah, I've got an author name for this one, Joanne Levine. Okay, so on this worksheet, I would put Levine, comma, Joanne, like right here. All right, the title of the source is just your headline. So that'll be this right here. The title of so I would put the headline in quotation marks, period. The title of the container would be the name of the website. Notice I might not have things to say for other contributors, version, number. For the publisher would probably be the United Nations High Commission on Refugees. And that might take some digging around. I would have a publication date. I would have to look for it, but it's right there. And the location would just be the URL. So I would assemble all of that information following the punctuation I have here, and I would get it into the proper format. So it might end up something like this. So here you go. This is the information that I filled out on the worksheet following the proper format. So author name, last name first, period, the headline of the article in quotation marks with the period, the first container name in italics, so we're using our DOL. Shorter works go in quotes, longer works go in italics or they're underlined. And then, I skipped a few steps because that information wasn't available. But then I had my publisher name, the publication date, and the location, the URL. So I might have made a few mistakes with this. Maybe I did. Maybe there was even more information. But the point is, I found enough information that if someone wanted to check my research, they would be able to find this source on the web. My research would be verifiable. One thing I want to draw your attention to is we've got this little hanging indent here. Every citation, if it goes longer than one line, needs a hanging indent. That means the top line goes as far to the left as the margin allows, and then every line after it, if it goes for 2 or 3 or 4, all those subsequent lines get indented, one tab. And that can be a little bit tricky, but I can help you as we work on that. So that's the formatting. Remember, if there is part of a container that you just can't find. You might not be able to find an author name for every source, for many sources sometimes. You just skip that step and you go to the next one. So if this were an unsigned article, I would start with the title, A Welcome for Refugees in the U.S. Heartland. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. Can we use EasyBib.com or other sources like it that are bibliography generators? Here's the answer. I'm going to give that a firm maybe. So here's the deal with EasyBib.com and other services like it. If you use them effectively, they work well. If you don't use them effectively, they work poorly, and I can spot one of those jobs at 20 paces. So here's what I mean. If you use this worksheet and you plug in all of this information step by step on EasyBib.com, it will probably generate a pretty reliable bibliography for you. However, if the only thing you do is copy and paste a website URL address and just throw that into EasyBib and see what EasyBib shoots out, it's going to shoot out something that will be very easy for me to deduct points from. Guys, I've been teaching a long time. I can see this stuff as it's coming at me. So I'm not going to say no to EasyBib.com. I will say use it effectively if you want it to work right. And it might work really well. It'll just take more steps. Okay, guys, I think that's it. So put the time in. If you put the time in, it probably won't be easy, and you probably will make mistakes, but it will get better and better. So I wish you the best of luck. Remember, this is a big year. We want the same thing, and I'm here to help you. If you're investing the work and you're coming in for help, I can do a lot to help you get there. All right, guys, good luck.